Karen, it's on the checklist. It must happen. I'm Milton, son of Carpenter Mary. Daddy Carpenter worked on skyscrapers. Mom Mary Ann. I'm the son of Carpenter Mary. I get to make parables. And that's my image for the day. Well, I got a couple of good photos on my way up to the doctor's office. I hope to work them in to my imagery. But this is Saint Zita, patron Italian in Italy. Around the 1200s, patron saint of maids and household workers kind of stuff. So she's my saint for the day. This is my flower imagery for the day. And this is my Tommy Parable series. I am Milton, son of Carpenter Mary. Yes, Daddy Carpenter worked on skyscrapers. I didn't tell you that already, did I? Seems like I did. Mom Marianne. I'm the son of a Carpenter Mary. I get to make parables, and this is my Tommy Parable series about Tommy, the no-armed Chinese fellow who lost both arms. Brownness and being blindly obedient. They love that in the Orient, especially the Oriental streets, the Chinese unseen business. Tommy was told by his boss, Blue, to stick his right arm in the wood chip. They've always got a wood chipper handy on the Chinese streets. And he slowly fed that right arm in. Tommy's always been blindly obedient. Like I said, he's Chinese. The left arm saw what was going on with the right arm and jumped off. Tommy had broken that agreement. They do all that stuff for him, tote stuff, zip up, button up, wipe butts, pick noses. Tommy was a professional nose picker before he lost his arms. Like I said, he's Chinese. They do all that stuff, and in return, Tommy doesn't pick them up. Righty wrote out the agreement himself. Lefty saw that agreement broken with Tommy chipping up Righty. So Lefty jumped off. Now Tommy has to depend upon the kindness of strangers, or maybe Rhea, his girlfriend, or some of his workers. He's now management. Some of his workers to pick his nose. He can't do it anymore. Lost both arms. This parable starts at work. Tommy has called Karen. If you know my Tommy Parable series explaining the streets, the unseen business, or fiction, I always tell you where that ends. You pick up the phone, try to call me. 424-229-4140. You make a video of America's hijacked lifelines. Not one flight 93 checking, 9 years of asking. No certified mail, no non-certified mail either. 4260 Wright Boulevard, Apartment 409, Los Angeles, California, 90065. Enough of the serious stuff. I want to do this quickly. I got a lot to do. It's coming up the end of the month. And I got to get prepared for it. I got a whole lot of stuff to process. It keeps my mind off, the growing a new body, a whole new pair of eyes, a new body. Doctors can't talk about it, at least the ones I've got out here in California. Smaller, browner circles, which now have that white around them in the center of the eye. Bigger, bluer circles going in through and around. That. Genetic carpentry, work on the spiral staircases. I'm a son of Carpenter Mary. Dad taught me how to do that himself. Don't try that at home. But, yeah, in a lot of pain. It's going on with the muscles, the bones, everything. Particularly painful with the muscles. Blue-eye DNA taking over brown-eye DNA. Enough of that. I'm trying to make this quick. Tommy got Karen hired and started the Karen project. The Karen gene pools are a fiction. Not the serious stuff. Your hijack lifeline. But are fiction. They work with gene pools in the unseen business of streets. And he had 5 Karens when he first started. He was switching them in and out on a job interview. And he thought he messed up because he put the stupid Karen in for the job interview. He'd been switching them. One went out to go pay her, to put money in the meter for a car, and another one came back in. One went to the bathroom, another one came back. And yeah, one was supposed to he was supposed to have the smart one, and he thought he had messed up, but it turned out the interviewer liked the dumb one. She was very charming. And so he got hired with just the 5 Karens, and if you know the Chinese streets, they will do something to death. So he hit the 5,000 Karen mark. 5,000 different folks, different sets of mega gene pools from all over the world, in and out of Karen's shoes at that job she's got now. And it turns out that part of the big checklist that goes over years, Karen's supposed to get married to Kevin and 309 and have kids. But she hates kids and she hates Kevin. Tommy got them introduced at kind of a nightclub, a bar thing. Thought they, do a little dance, and that's how he got together with Rhea with that snake dance. He thought that he could get them together, and she hates him. He didn't like her eyebrows to begin with, and it just went downhill from there. But Tommy isn't giving up. He had oh, I was supposed to put my cards in. Well, here's a couple. He was supposed, kind of hard to read, the better ones with the text on the side. Let me use these two. That's my cards for the day. See my contact, think your contact, try to call me. See your business censored, see your opportunity to have a nice, cool contact image. You can use for your emails, you can put it as your desktop, you can hand it out to your friends. Oh, here's my new email, here's my new number. But when you can't reach me by phone, and you get that boring thing, phone ring and error message, busy signal. One, it's not going to be boring. Oh, you leave a message, I don't get it, you don't show up on my caller ID. Call log, my call records. Whatever boring thing you get, it's not going to be boring. You need firemen, police, paramedics, and it's money out of your pocket every time you call up somebody and you don't know. Is it, when you get that boring thing with countless other customers, is it them not there to answer the phone, or is it censorship? Is it your Gates livelihood so someone else with a bigger name can get the business? Spectrum, that loud stuff you hear coming from that side of the apartment? Or maybe the business, Walmart, perhaps? Or Walmart doesn't use a lot of calls as far as their business kind of stuff is. They do use the internet. Same thing. Whatever your big name is in whatever line of work you have, so they can get the business instead of you. Make that video. If you hijack call Jimmy, that's your hijack lifeline. Your Gates livelihood. You got the timestamp on your phone. You got the number dial on the phone. You're making a video. Whoever's in the room there with you, trying to call me. Not 1 flight 93 checking 9 U's. You can find my call log. Arms cramping up. You can find my call log videos on youtube.com/DNFD series. You also find these Tommies there in a playlist. I'll post this one tomorrow. I'm posting one from yesterday today. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, and post it. Now back to Tommy, my fun fiction, our fun fiction. Pick up your phone, make a video of your street resume. Call it whatever you want. Not going to make it to the even news, whatever you might say in your video, unless it's supposed to be there. If it's supposed to be there, you damn sure better be making those videos. And yeah, consider it your street resume. Have a little fun with it. Make a Tommy if you want. But Tommy, back to my story, my parable for today. Tommy tried to get them together, Kevin and Karen, at a nice park. He had all of his workers. Blue-eyed DNA and brown-eyed DNA fighting it out for the vocal cords. He had them get Karen to a park where they were having like a picnic there, and he had them get Kevin there. Yeah, they hate each other. Met at that dance club. And then he had Olaf Cordione, the Chem and Bio guy. If you know our street fiction, or at least mine, some folks are good chemical mules, if you want to call them. They can carry those chemicals of all kinds of stuff in the streets, have a little fun at our fiction, including love chemicals. And it turned out that Olaf, he had that splashed on some of this aftershave and some of that aftershave, and it turned out he had the love chemicals there. He also had the truth chemicals, and they can be very long lasting, at least in this particular parable. And he walked right in between them, underneath that tree at the park there. And yeah, they kind of fell in love, but it was truthful. Meaning he doesn't like her eyebrows, and that she doesn't like him. The truth is going to come out, and that's also a good way to start a relationship. Being truthful. I've told it 1,000 times. You make a whole lot of videos like I have. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. And you find out what I am like. You cut through 1,000 hours of boring chit chat by what you find funny, what you find serious, what you think is important. Get yourself a nice a video set for everyone to see, and yeah, they know what you're like before they even talk to you in person. Or they talk to you in person and you give them your YouTube or something, and then they find out even more. But anyway, Tommy calls Karen into his office and he says, Karen, you got to listen to him. It's on the checklist. You're going to get together with Kevin. You're going to marry him. And she said, that son of a bitch he introduced me to at the nightclub and then at the park? Oh, hell no. And he said, come over around this. And he shows her the big checklist that has her getting married to Kevin and having kids. And she says, no way, I'm not going to do that. And then he says, no, Karen, it must be it on checklist. Big checklist. And so she sits down on the couch there in his office, and there comes in Kevin. He had Shane go get Kevin. And yeah, like I said, those chemicals, they take sometimes. He walks in and he sits down right next to her, and they just start at it. So you got the stupidest eyebrows I've ever seen. Karen. All the Karens must have those very distinctive eyebrows. So even if one's a half foot shorter or a half foot taller, they got the funny eyebrows. It must be them. They argue and said you're fat too. That sets her off and says, well, you're stupid, you're ugly, and you got two different socks on. And they go at it, but the thing is, they move closer and closer on that couch. Those chemicals, the love chemical and the truth chemical, fighting it out. And they're yelling and screaming and, putting their arms around each other, and a little peck on the cheek, and a little kiss on the lips, and they're yelling and screaming at each other the whole damn time. And that gets all of those workers in. They're looking through the open door there, and the two of them are going at it. And then Kevin says, my apartment's just a few blocks from here. You want to come over? And she says, yes. Both just yelling as loud as they can. And, as they leave, Aaliyah says, man, they sure don't like each other. They sure were supposed to be getting them together. And Tommy says, come look at checklist. And they go around the corner at the Chinese streets. Aside from being built on stupidity and blind obedience, built on that checklist as well. And so they come around and say, yeah, I guess that's what it's supposed to be. And he says, oh, I had no worries. They're going down the hallway to the elevator. They're still yelling and screaming at each other. Garen and Kevin, and Tommy says, Rhea and I like that all the time. I'm Melton, son of a carpenter man. Come see me in person. The handsome bald guy with the beautiful imagery and, oh, I was supposed to switch. I didn't have something to switch to. But I guess the duck's good enough. Not a duck, a bird. Oh, I don't know my birds. Don't know my flowers either. I just know what looks good. You want a nice contact card? Come see me in person. You have to. 4260 Eagle Rock Boulevard, Apartment 409, Los Angeles, California, 90065. And expect to meet a whole hell of a lot of Tommies. Lately, throwing the kitchen sink. Tommy's got a hard trouble with that. He can't. No arms to pick up the kitchen sink with. Come see me. Don't listen to anybody. As I say in that one image, don't ask permission of the Great Wall of Evil to come see the one and only John Melton Brady, calmly and patiently waiting in the Immaculate Apartment here for you to come see me and start building Jesus' Immaculate House. When you see someone besides me alone in my imagery, we have started to do that. Build Jesus' Immaculate House here on earth. Tear down the Great Wall of Evil. There it is. Let's get started on those 1,000 points of light. There's some ducks too. Tear down the Great Wall of Evil and let's get started. I'm calmly and patiently waiting. You can't read the text there. Watching a world headed for hell. Designing the imagery here. Calmly and patiently waiting for you to tear down that Great Wall of Evil. Oh, shoot. I think that's Tommy and Rhea or Kevin and Karen. But yeah, come see me in person, the guy with the stigmata eyes, and let's get started building a better world. When you see someone other than me, my changing eyes right here, we started to do that. Come tear down the Great Wall of Evil and let's get started on those 1,000 points of light to inspire the future and the present to greatness with.